Hello, Virgos. Here's your reading for April. These are general. Take what works and what doesn't work just doesn't work. But let's see what the cards have to say for you. First up, you have the Page of Swords. Then you have the Page of Wands. Then you have the Queen of Pentacles. Your challenge for the month is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And then you have the Queen of Cups. So I think you're kind of going into the month with this new idea. You have some kind of new thought process, or you have a new interest in something. The pages, they can represent messages as well. So there could have been something that you found out that is shifting you a little bit, or shifting your thoughts up a little bit, or causing you to decide to try something different or go in a new direction, or having you want to learn more about a certain aspect in your life. So there might have been some information that's kind of like spurring you forward, kind of giving you an aha moment. I kind of feel that whatever this represents, this Page of Swords, you're going to be learning more about something. And the Page of Wands here is telling me that you're going to be trying it out. He's my trier of the deck. He's very curious. He likes to try things, but he's willing to try multiple things. He could be a little bit, I don't want to say scattered sometimes. He could get a little sidetracked. But if there's anybody that's going to try something in multiple ways, it's this guy. So he's not really stuck on one certain way to do something. He's willing to troubleshoot it. He's willing to kind of come at it a little bit differently. So I think this is really, really positive. Whatever you're going to be doing, or whatever idea you've had or want to do, you're going to be really working out the details of it. You're going to be trying it in different ways. You're going to be kind of actively pursuing it. And the Queen of Pentacles, I believe by the end of the month, you're going to be really in this energy. I don't want to say you're going to have honed this idea or this concept or whatever you want, but this is a good indication that, I don't want to say you're going to be in a better position with whatever this represents for you, but you're going to have a little bit more structure and stability with it. She is the type that she's very financially sound. She's very practical. Like this lady, she's kind of that, I see her as like doing everything for everybody in a sense, but she's very balanced with it. Like she's kind of, the breadwinner of the family, but then she takes care of everybody. Like she has things really, really balanced. Like she's really good with that. And she's able to kind of find the best solutions to problems. So I think you're going to actually get into this energy of being very stable with whatever this represents. By the end of the month, you're really going to have a little bit more solid. It's going to be a little bit more solidified. It's going to be a little bit more, I don't want to say tangible, because it may be, but for some of you, you might be feeling that you're really on the right track. And this could be something financially for you very beneficial. I think it's going to be something that you can potentially grow over a long period of time. And even if you are not actually reaping any rewards or monetary items by the end of the month, I think this is saying that this could be something very lucrative going forward. Now, sometimes I see the pentacles, it could mean financial, it could mean monetary items, but I also see them as even gaining other things. Like sometimes I see it even if you're kind of gaining like a certain enjoyment, but it's like a certain, you gain something from it. How do I want to say it? Like you gain like a practical aspect, but that could be financial, it could be items, but I think it's also sometimes even skills. I see this as you're gaining something that can be beneficial for you for the long term. But your challenge for the month with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse is, your challenge is that you don't not take the opportunity. I know that was a double negative, so let me re-say that. You have to make sure that whatever this is, if you really think that in your heart and soul this is beneficial for you, because I believe you're coming into this month with some kind of new idea, new something that you want to do, don't just let that go by the wayside. Actually do it. The problem with the Page of Wands, I think when he's extremely in his productive modes, he's going to try everything and troubleshoot the situation, and he's willing to try things in a different way. He's willing to try that situation in multiple ways to see what's the best way that it's going to work. So I think that's his strength. The weakness of the Page of Wands, as far as I see it, is he can be very scattered. He's my little ADD, ADHD person of the bunch. He could get a little sidetracked, if there's a new shiny object, if a rabbit runs across the road, he can be a little bit sidetracked because his attention is not always super diligently focused. He wants to try everything out. So I think your challenge is to actually hone that energy, because I feel like you're a little bit lively. I feel like he's a little bit lively. He's my little lively page. He wants to try things. And she's a hard worker. So I definitely feel that you have a lot of very good energy this month. But I think your challenge is to make sure that you're honing yourself in and focusing your energy onto whatever this Page of Swords moments was for you. Now, sometimes we can have these Page of Swords moments. We can kind of try something with it, and then we might realize, we don't really like it. But even within that was actually productive in a way, because now you know what you like and what you don't like. So I think there's something, but I do think whatever this represents for you, with the Queen of Pentacles here, I think this could be potentially beneficial for you going forward. But you have to make sure that you're not just letting the opportunity go by the wayside. So you got to watch that. That's your challenge. Now, what's recommended for you is the Queen of Cups. And this is saying that you need to go into this, I would say, very with care. She's very emotional, but she's emotionally balanced as well. But she's able to kind of nurture everything around her, but she's emotionally nurturing. So I think that if this is a dream of yours or something that you are looking to achieve or do, don't get down on yourself if things don't always work out 100%, because the Page of Wands, he's going to find out that not everything works out the way he thinks it should. He's kind of in this experimental phase here. So make sure that while you're doing this, you're staying a little bit emotionally stable, or you're not being negative. Like, you're following your heart, but you're following it in a way that's productive, and you're not getting ahead of yourself, because she's extremely mature with that. So she's following her heart, but she knows when she needs to shift gears a little bit, or she knows when something isn't good for her. So I think you need to come with this emotional maturity, in a sense, this nurturing energy for yourself or the situation, but know when, if something isn't quite working 100%, you know when to shift gears, know when to kind of be like, okay, I'm going to take a step back. Let me reassess this situation. But I definitely think this is going to be a very positive month for you guys. I think you're definitely kind of starting or pursuing something a little bit different. And I think it's going to be kind of like an exciting month. It's going to be a little, because the Page of Wands, to me, he kind of is, he's having fun in a sense, But let's see what else the cards have to say for you. Okay, first up we have Rabbit Spirit. Now is a lucky time. And I definitely feel like you do have a little bit of luck on your side this month. I feel like, because the pages, they're the young people. And oftentimes in your youth, or if you're a younger person yourself, you guys are very optimistic. You're more optimistic when you're younger, because life has not really begun to screw you 100% yet, for the most part. But you have this faith, your whole life is ahead of you. You can do big things, and you don't have necessarily always the restrictions and responsibilities at a younger age that you do when you are older. And now you have to prioritize certain aspects. So I think you need to come with this month, and I think you will be having this like youthful trying things out, because when you're younger, you're willing to, even some people when they're older, I'm always willing to, try new things or whatever. I think I'm going to like one of those young old people. I'm going to be like really, really old, but still young at heart. So, but I think you have this kind of curiosity and this willingness to try to do things a little differently or try something new out. And I think that's extremely positive. And I think within that, you kind of create luck a little bit because you're optimistic. It's a lot of optimistic energy. And I think with both queens here, I just think they're very positive as well because they are more mature, but they've gained like a level of knowledge and a level of wisdom. So I think this is extremely, extremely positive. So I think that you just need to embrace this lucky time and not let some opportunity or whatever this represents for you, let it go. You have to kind of play around with it. You have to give it a go because I definitely think it's something that you may find out could be beneficial to you in some degree. Now, I see her also as being kind of as part of the home as well. So this could be something to do with your home or your family. So there's something I think that you're going to really, I don't want to say level up, but I just really feel like this is really, really positive for those aspects of your life. Now you have this word right here, release your emotional baggage. And I feel like that's really going with this Queen of Cups here. We all have emotional baggage, and it's not always easy to release. Some things are easier to release than others. But this Queen of Cups, she's very, very in tune with her emotions, but she understands how they affect her, and she's able to kind of, I don't want to say compartmentalize her emotions, but she's able to know when, if she feels something, she's able to know that, oh, that I feel that, but now I'm letting it go, or I'm putting it back on the shelf, you know. I don't think you always can get rid of all the emotions. I think sometimes things linger. We have ghosts that haunt us in a sense. But this lady is aware of her ghosts and she's aware of how they haunt her and how they affect her behaviors. And because she's aware of that, she's able to kind of navigate that a little bit better. So I think if there's something from the past that is causing you, because it might, whatever from the past or whatever prior events that may be haunting you, things didn't go quite well, or doubts, or whatever it is, self-limiting beliefs type of thing, that could be part of the reason why you have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. That could be part of your challenge, is that you may be feeling like, oh, I kind of want to try this, but maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not, whatever enough to actually do it or get it done. So I think this is saying that you need to release some of those things that are prohibiting you or limiting you, and really go forward with this youthful new way, these new eyes, try things new, try things differently, play around with it, go forward with this like childish energy or this youthfulness. So I think this is really positive because I definitely think if you are able to do that, you're going to actually gain some luck, and I think you're going to enjoy it a lot. So next up, we have a girl with a snake, empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable boundaries. So this is very interesting. So I think with this Queen of Cups, I wonder if some of you with this, I don't want to say this emotional baggage, but I wonder if some of you, whatever has gone on in the past, might be kind of seeping in a little bit to this situation and might be kind of giving you this self-doubt or feeling like I can't do this. So, and some of you may be a little bit more empathic. And I think with that, you pick up a lot of people's energies, and sometimes that causes a lot of self-doubt because you might be more aware of criticisms, or you might be more aware when people are not quite happy with you, and it could get you a little bit upset. I know I have that problem. I work in an industry where I have to deal with a lot of people, and it is difficult sometimes. It's very, very difficult, and it makes me uncomfortable. So, but it's something I have to deal with, and it's something I always have to kind of try to work with. But at the end of the day, you cannot allow other people's emotions or thoughts to really make you do things that, not make you do things you don't want to do, but make you not do things, make you stop things, they could go to hell. That's what you have to remind yourself. That's what I always have to remind myself. But it's hard. It's easier said than done. But sometimes you just have to remind yourself that this person can go to hell. That's what I have to say. Like, that's how it helps me. But if you have a different term or different way of saying something to yourself, if you are an empath and somebody is kind of coming with you with a certain type of energy that makes you very uncomfortable, you kind of have to try to figure out how to speak to yourself to help diffuse that energy or that anxiety within yourself. So And you might have a narcissistic person that could be seeing that whatever this is, you really enjoy it and it's something that you're good at. Because I think with this Queen of Pentacles here, to me, she's a hard worker, but I don't want to say she's natural at something, but I always see her as being very, very good at something. And even with the Queen of Cups here, she's also good at her emotions. But the Queen of Pentacles, to me, she's good at a lot of the practical aspects of life. Like, I see her as a great organizer. I see her as a great, worker, boss, whatever you want to say. She's very natural with the things that she does in her life. And she's very, very, she manages everything very well and easily. It comes natural and easily to her. So somebody might be seeing that whatever this represents for you, whatever you're playing around with or whatever you're trying to do, it's very natural or makes you happy, and it might be making them feel a certain type of way, and now they're getting in your head and trying to tell you not to do it or not to pursue it, and you need to not listen to that person. You need to just trust your intuition, because the Queen of Cups here, she's also trusting her intuition. She's very in tune with herself. She's in tune with her emotions. So you need to just always come back to center and remind yourself, like, what do I feel in my heart is best for me? And then you have Golden Mirror, self-absorbed narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. So here we have another narcissist. So you really may have somebody that's a little bit of a naysayer in your life trying to be like, X, Y, and Z to you. So you need to just be like, no. But you'll know for yourself. You will know for yourself if somebody is a little bit a certain kind of way and a little bit trying to be negative about what you're trying to do. So, and within that, you might have to be able to release that emotional baggage, because I feel like you're going to have luck this month. And sometimes when we're on a lucky cycle, other people kind of get pissy with our luck because maybe they're having a rough time or they're just pissy pants people. And they're out there, they're all over the place. So, and it's like, sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not. Like, everybody has that. So it's like, if somebody's having a good little bit bout, be happy for them, because let me tell you something, luck doesn't always happen all the time. It goes up, it goes down. It's like the Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes you're on a roll, other times everything's gone to hell. So I just think that if there is a naysayer, or if there's somebody in your life that's not really quite on board with this new way or this new thing that you're trying out, maybe you need to see them a little bit for who they are and what they are. And sometimes you can't get rid of these people. Sometimes, you just can't get rid of them, but you can kind of emotionally not go on the roller coaster with them. Because this lady here, she's not going on any roller coaster with any of this BS. Like, she's like, okay, this person is a certain kind of way. I know they're a certain kind of way, but it doesn't have to mean that I have to be dragged into the mess. Like, you don't have to get dragged in emotionally, because that's sometimes what happens is you emotionally get kind of sucked into something and it's like, oh my God. And people do that. Some people are kind of like narcissists, or they drain you in a way. But this with the boundaries, you might have to kind of even put mental boundaries up. Sometimes you can't just tell a person like, hey, like, you got to knock it off, because they don't know. They don't realize that they're doing this. They don't realize that they're like energy vampires, or they're their own circus. They're like a one-man show circus. They don't realize that. So, but you might need to be in your mind, be like, okay, this person is out of control, but this is the way they are. And maybe I'm friends with them or their family or whatever, but I don't have to I could watch the show from the sidelines. I'm going to get the popcorn. I'm going to get a drink, but I'm not participating in the show any further. So you'll know if that makes any sense for you. But also here, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Now, I really think that this is that you need to keep an open mind. You need to keep that childlike energy or that youthful optimism. So keep an open mind with this, because this could be something that's very different or something really new, and you're kind of playing around with it. And sometimes things don't always work 100% the first time you try it, but that doesn't mean it's not going to work. So you got to play around with it, have a little fun and stay optimistic and positive about it, even if you have people that are just kind of how they are. Now, failure is the condiment that gives success its flavor. So this is saying, don't stop. Do not stop. And enjoy your success, because it'll taste so much better. And then even the darkest nights will end and the sun will rise. And I think this is saying, if you do come up against a little bit of challenges, it's okay. And you know what? I kind of really feel like because now is a lucky time, I feel like maybe you've gone through something a little bit tricky or a little bit more difficult in the recent past. And now your dark night is ending and the sun is rising. And I think this time is lucky for you, and it's lucky to do or engage in whatever this represents for you. And for your little affirmation, we have, today I have faith. Today I have faith and truly believe that anything is possible. And I think that is that youthful optimism that I definitely think you need to have going forward this month, that you can do it and somehow it's going to work out. And if it doesn't work out the first time, you're going to try it again. If you really want to do this and you really want this to work, you're going to figure out a way how to make it work. And let's see what Bob Ross has to say for you today. You have to allow the paint to break to make it beautiful. Now, this is saying, like, you know, when if you're a painter and you put the blob of paint onto the paint blob apparatus, that blob of paint, you have to use the brush and make that blob, you have to break the blob in a sense to get the paint on the brush to put the paint onto the canvas. So if you never break the blob, you will not be able to paint a picture. So this is saying that you just got to go forward. You just got to go all in. Give it a try. Even if you don't really know what you're doing. The youth, they don't care that they don't know what they do. Sometimes they think they know everything and they find out later on that they know nothing. But you have to go in with that energy of okay, I can do this. I have this. I know how to do this. You have to play around with it. So be in that energy of trying. Okay, now let's see what spirit of the dish we get for you. You have the steeped one, which is the spirit of the tea. So, and you know what? This is really going with that whole circus thing. So if you have somebody that's a little bit of a one-man circus or one-woman circus or one whatever circus, sit back, have some tea, just watch the show, but don't get involved in the show. Okay, so let's see what else we get. Now for your dinner and a movie, you have thriller movies and Mexican food. The energies that you need to be aware of or tap into are Taurus. And this is a very stable sign. This is about love, money, and powers of attraction, but they're also very fixed and they're not easily moved. Like that bull, if he doesn't want to move, he's not moving. He's not today. So you might need to be kind of set in a way, if you want to do something, you have to put your mind into it. But I feel like he could be a little bit slow moving, and sometimes this could indicate to me slow progress. But that doesn't mean slow progress isn't no progress. Sometimes things move slowly, you have to figure a little details out, and then they start to kind of pick up pace as it goes along. And you also have Libra, which is about also kind of that love, money, and power of attraction, but they're all about balance and balancing those scales. So you might have to balance certain aspects in your life. You have the sun here, which represents ego, individuality, and confidence, and I think you need to have confidence, and you might be doing something that's a little bit more individualistic for yourself. And then we have Saturn, which is about restrictions, responsibilities, and life lessons. You have the 7th house, which represents partnerships, marriage, friendships, and legal proceedings. And then you have the 12th house, which is about occult psychic abilities and the subconscious. You have number 2 here, which is an even number. So that means the special guest that will be answering your questions today, Virgos, will be Mr. Predicto. Think of those questions. He'll be out here shortly. And we have W, M, S, V, X, R, I, O, 3, 1, and 6. And you have joy. And I think whatever this is, it's going to bring you a little bit of joy. So you just need to enjoy it. Okay. And let's see what little charmy we get for you. Okay, this one came out. Okay, so you have the little magic wand. Now, this is saying that you need to be your own little magic wand. Because, when you have a magic wand, you, wave it around, and then it does stuff, and it manifests what you want. But you need to be your own magic wand through manifesting through your actions. Because that's how really it happens, right? The magic wand, you got to wave it, and you got to tell it what to do. So you need to just wave yourself, in a sense, and move forward with the actions to help you manifest what you want. So that's fantastic. So just be your own little magic wand this month, Virgo. Okay, And let's see now. It is time. Hold on. Let me go get them out. Okay, Virgos, think of your questions and let us ask. Oh, Mr. Predicto, the most accurate prediction device that's ever run off of batteries. What is the answer to Virgo's question?
It is best not to say now.
Okay, so I'd like to think that he has a really nice surprise for you. And he just doesn't want to let you know because he doesn't want to ruin the surprise. So, because maybe it's something like super lucky and he just doesn't want to let you know. Or he hasn't had his coffee this morning and he's like, sometimes these guys, you know how they go. Celebrities, they're just a certain kind of way occasionally. But he's a man of many words, and those were the words he chose to speak here today. I hope you all have a wonderful month, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.